Aloha and welcome to my channel. My name is Pixel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Please don't mind my skewed glasses. So today I want us to discuss the different Clair gifts. So I recall I had two conversations actually. The first one was with someone I met recently, and we were talking about energy, about how I loved his energy. It was so calm, and I could tell that he had pure intentions. Then he asked me, how do I read energy? And I couldn't explain it because I don't know exactly how it is done, but I do know that it is one of the clear gifts. And then another recent conversation that I had with someone, I don't remember what we were talking about. Then it led to the same conversation. We were speaking about energy, and he told me that that is one of the gifts. And I said, yes, I do know about that, but we didn't go deep into detail about that. So I thought that, okay, maybe this is spirit trying to tell me something, the universe trying to tell me that I should look deeper into it and probably share it, because as I have noticed that most people do not have much information about the clear gifts. They are considered to be very esoteric, which is weird because it's gifts that we are actually born with, but it is what it is. So I did just want us to go through them. It won't be a long video, it's just us discussing them, just to give you a clear understanding of what they are. So we do have different psychic abilities, right? And some of which are the clear gifts. We do have the clairvoyance. The clairvoyance is where you have clear seeing. So this is where you have visions. You hear someone saying that I saw something in my third eye, or someone having dreams that do come to pass. So it is oftentimes associated with what do you call foresight, yes. So let me see, I did do a little bit of scribbling, that I'm a writer. So clairvoyance is basically, like I said, visions, images, and symbols that do guide you. Some you do have when you're awake through your third eye, and some you do have when you're sleeping. You do have certain dreams that do give you messages. You have visions, you see symbols, you see numbers, and that basically gives you what you need to know. And then we have clear cognizance. So this is the clear knowing. This is when it's like when someone is telling you something and you're like, okay, this person is saying something to me, but I can tell that there is some information that has been omitted from it. So from there, oh my gosh, these people are looking at me. Anyway, um, so this is sudden insight without any explanations. This is when we know. This is what we call intuition. So oftentimes when you do have like that nudge in your stomach, or that feeling that's okay, like something is off, or someone is not telling me what I need to know, then that is your intuition. That is you knowing that, okay, this is something that isn't being said, but I can sense that there is some information that has been omitted from the conversation. And then we also have clear audience. So this is clear hearing. This is when you hear messages in either sounds and voices, or even silence. When someone just goes mute and you feel like, okay, this person actually had something to say, maybe felt a certain way, but they didn't express it fully, but you could feel it from the silence or the sound that they made, or even a sigh, a deep sigh, or something like that. So this is basically you hearing or understanding clearly from just sounds. And then we also have, excuse me, clear gustance. So this is clear tasting. This is when you have you taste something. Let's say, for example, you start tasting some sweets. This is you getting a message through tasting. Feel something different. Let me see in detail, what did I kick us in tasting something that isn't physically there, that is often tied to memories. So yes, it is often tied to memories. This is when you taste something and it causes you to shift energies, and you understand that, or maybe when you, let's say you're channeling someone, it doesn't necessarily have to be you channeling, or maybe you have a loved one from the other side that is visiting you, right? And then let's say they really, really liked cake. Then all of a sudden, when they come to you, you start tasting their favorite cake, maybe carrot cake, custard cake. Then you're like, oh, my mother used to love custard cake. That is you channeling them at that moment, or them making their presence known to you through that. And then we also have clairsentience. This is the one that brought me here, the clear feeling. This is the energy, right? Let me see. Sensing emotions or energy with the ability to observe without absorbing. Now, this is very important because oftentimes we have empaths. Those are people who are actually able to sense energy and understand how the next person is feeling in any way. But then with an empath, sometimes they're not able to block, like they absorb that energy. Now they feel the same way that person is feeling in a way, but with someone who has the gift of clear sentience, they're able to feel and understand the next person's emotions without taking on that emotions for themselves or feeling how that person is actually feeling. So this is the one that brought me here, as I was talking about how we did touch on that, how energy is esoteric, as they say, but it's not, because everything is energy and we are energy ourselves too. So that is the gift of clear sentience that does deal with energy. And then we also have clear aliens, which is the clear smelling, which is picking up scents that carry meaning or alter you to energy shift. So these when you smell, like the example I made earlier on about how a loved one can visit you and you taste something that they probably liked or was their favorite food or beverage. This is similar, but now with the scent. Maybe you smell cigarettes, that, oh, my uncle used to love smoking cigarettes. Then suddenly you have the scent of cigarettes. Or you find that they had a specific cologne that they liked, and you start smelling it. You're like, oh, I can smell my grandfather's cologne. That's because they're there with you. You can't see them, but you can sense them through the scent, right? And then we also have, okay, so these are the clears. Then we also have, like I said, that these are the different types of clear gifts, right? I feel like I'm skipping something. Am I? No. So we did speak about clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairgustance, clairsentience, and clairaliens. Okay, no, I'm not skipping anything. But in terms of the psychic gifts, altogether, there is another one which is not necessarily a clear gift, but it is a psychic ability, which is the mediumship. This is where you're able to communicate with spirit or those who have crossed into the other side, and it doesn't necessarily have to be you being possessed in a way. So it's not you being possessed, that is actually you being able to communicate in real time. You're awake and they speak to you, you pass on the message. You're like the middleman, you're the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So that is you actually being able to communicate with them. And yeah, that is mediumship. You communicate, they speak through you or to you, so you can hear them and understand what they're saying. Or if they're actually being channeled by someone that you're with at that time, you actually communicate. They use you as means of communication with them, so through you or to you, right? To you they talking to you, through you they talking to another one, or you can just be the one who is passing on the message and responding back and forth. So yeah, these are basically the different psychic abilities. If you do know of any that I did not mention, please feel free to let me know in the comments so that we can discuss. It's like I always say, that we are on an ever learning journey where we are going to be helping each other understand different things. I will be teaching what I know, and I will be open to learning what I am still yet to learn, because like they always say, that life is a journey where we're always learning. So let us teach each other, right? And I always emphasize on the fact that there is still so much that I do not know, and I am open to learning, and I would love for you to pass on the knowledge that you do have to me. So everything is energy. Remember that you are light before you are darkness. Oh, I also said that you should watch the egg. The egg. It's here on YouTube. Just check the egg. It will give you a bit of an understanding of what is the law of divine oneness. So basically, that is consciousness in different forms. And that was 1010. I saw it. I saw it. But yeah, so basically that is what it is. I don't want to be too loud because I'm in a office space. Okay, let's leave it. So do watch the egg on YouTube. That will give you a brief understanding about the law of divine oneness, which is one of the 12 universal laws. um I did say that I will make a video about the 12 universal laws where we do discuss them in detail so that you can have an understanding of what they are and how to utilize them when you are on a manifestation journey, right? Um, so yeah, that is all for today. Thank you so much for joining me here today. As always, your time, your energy, and your presence is very much appreciated. And I do look forward to us communicating, teaching each other, and learning through our life experiences, right? And like I always say, you are a child of the divine and you should act accordingly, okay? You are dearly loved. Have a great day further.